Everybody knows that Tasha K runs stories left, right, and center, and she doesn't care whether they take people off or not. She's been sued and threatened to be sued on multiple occasions. But now, Kevin Hart is coming after her, and it's looking like things could get ugly. That's right, Tasha K got a lawsuit for Christmas. Kevin's suing her for both defamation and extortion. So what the heck did Tasha do? Sit back and get comfy, and I'll tell you the whole story. It's no secret that Kevin Hart has a really impressive work ethic.
It's the discovery. I think it's a discovery of the opportunities that present themselves based off of what you're willing to work for, right? There's a lot of talk about what you want to do, about what you can do, but the energy and effort that goes behind that sometimes doesn't match. What I found out early on is I said, look, if I want to do something and I'm willing to actually go out and put the effort and actions behind it, well, my chances of executing in said thing or on behalf of said thing, well, they're actually real. And
he takes his career and his livelihood very seriously because he's worked hard to get where he is today and to stand among some of the greats in both the acting and comedy industries. And that's why he's not playing around with Tasha K. She allegedly tried to extort him and get him to pay her 6 figures not to run a story where she did an interview with his former assistant. The Blast actually broke the story where they obtained court documents about the case. On November 23rd, Hart's team sent Tasha K the cease and desist. You have already engaged in criminal conduct and tortious acts that would entitle Mr. Hart to monetary damages against you should he elect to commence civil litigation regarding this matter. To the extent that you do not cease and desist now, your liability for such monetary damages will increase, as will your exposure to criminal penalties. Damn, that sounds serious. So what happened? Well, Kevin Hart's legal rep, Dante Mills, says that some nameless, unknown person who works for Tasha K first reached out to Kevin's team and said that Tasha instructed them to tell him that they were going to publish a damaging story on social media. But he could, of course, keep the story from seeing the light of day if he paid Tasha $250 grand. Hart's team say that the incident falls under Penal Code Section 518, which is the part of the California law that prohibits extortion. It's not legal for anyone to use threats to get a person to do something or to give them money or property. Another popular name for extortion that you may be more familiar with is blackmail. And if what Hart's team is saying is true, then it definitely sounds as though he's been blackmailed by Tasha K. Honestly, she's so slimy that I don't put blackmail past her. The documents go on to say that the incident gives rise to both criminal and civil liability against you and anyone involved in your efforts to extort Mr. Hart. They also said threatening exposure of information supposedly harmful to him is a textbook example of extortion. What was the information that Tasha threatened him with? In the police report Kevin filed against her, his team said it was an interview with Mr. Hart's former assistant, Misha Shakes, that supposedly includes scandalous assertions against him. Tasha actually published a trailer for the story too. In advance of your threatened publication of the story, you posted a teaser with Miss Shakes on YouTube, which clearly was intended as a threat, sending a message to Mr. Hart's team that the more detailed story would not be published if, and only if, the ransom is paid. According to Hart's team, there's a non-disclosure agreement or NDA in place, so if Shakes really does speak out, then the former assistant would be in violation of that NDA. And they were pretty quick to point that out. So not only is Tasha K allegedly in the wrong for extortion, Hart's former assistant can get in massive trouble for violating an NDA if she really goes through with the story. Now, Kevin's team made it a point to let Tasha know that they already knew all about her and her messy ways, and her defamatory and otherwise improper content regarding celebrities and other high-profile individuals. In another illegal incident, which I'll get to in a moment, Tasha filed for bankruptcy protection to avoid paying legal penalties. But Hart's team told her that that wouldn't work this time. They said she wouldn't escape liability for monetary damages to Mr. Hart that you incur as a result of misconduct described herein. In light of the foregoing issues, we demand that you immediately cease and desist all activity and public statements relating to the story and refrain from any publication or threatened release of the story. What can Ms. Shakes say that's so inflammatory? Well, she spilled some tea, as we can see from the teaser trailer. She accuses the Hart family of everything from Kevin Hart cheating on his wife and getting someone else pregnant to a scandal and even allegations that Kevin has a gambling addiction.
The machine you worked for was the Harts.
Yes.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Eniko Hart.
Eniko Hart.
What made you reach out?
It is a time for Hollywood to hear this story, especially because a lot of people are locked in non-disclosures and they're not able to talk and protect themselves. But you have to protect the person you're working for. Where's your protection?
When did things start to turn up around there?
The extortionist. I'm listening to Mario on the radio in the morning. I almost crashed my car because I heard him say that Kevin's best friend, JT Jackson, had set him up.
In exchange for millions of dollars.
All the charges were dropped against JT, but they weren't dropped against Kevin.
They redug up, I guess, old LGBTQ jokes or something.
Correct.
That he was saying on Twitter, and they wanted him to apologize, and he said, fuck you.
Haley is his publicist, so she called me. She was just like, hey, Maisha, have you spoke to Kevin? I was like, no. I was like, Dave Becky just called me, his manager. Why? And then she was like, the whole Oscar thing, Kevin needs to see.
Now, some of what she's saying actually seems to have happened. Back around 2017, a Kevin Hart tape started being spread around. The video depicts Kevin with a woman that isn't named in a hotel room in Las Vegas, and it's pretty biased because the person who leaked it called him a liar and a cheater. They said, between the dates of August 17th, 2017 and August 20th, 2017, the weekend of his pregnant wife's birthday, Kevin Hart was recklessly partying with my friends and I, drinking, doing drugs, and having with multiple women at the Las Vegas Cosmopolitan Hotel. Of course, Kevin contacted authorities and they did an investigation. Right away, his best friend JT Jackson, who Ms. Shakes mentions in her video, was indicated as the culprit. Kevin immediately dropped JT like he was a hot potato, and then JT got hit with 4 different charges: attempted concealing and selling stolen property, attempted extortion, identity theft, and unauthorized use of a personal ID. But then JT was cleared and the charges against him were dropped. And on October 28th, 2021, Kevin posted a video to Instagram sharing his relief. He said, "It's no secret that my life has had its share of ups and downs. It definitely has. Not proud of the downs at all, but of course that's life. Things happen. It's our job to adjust when they do. One of those things that I had to adjust from was the situation that involved a friend, Jonathan JT Jackson, when he was charged in the case. And JT Jackson has recently been found not guilty and those charges have been dropped against him." He went on to say, "I can finally speak on what I once couldn't. I couldn't do it because of the legal process. It kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew."
What up, world? Happy Tuesday. Coming at you hot on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Look, it's no secret that my life has had its share of ups and downs. It definitely has. Not proud of the downs at all, but of course that's life. Things happen. It's our job to adjust when they do. One of those things that I had to adjust from was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan JT Jackson, where he was charged in the case. And JT Jackson has recently been found not guilty, and those charges have been dropped against him. And I can finally speak on what I once couldn't. I couldn't do it because of the legal process. You know, they kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it. I want to get back to life as I once knew it and put that behind me and move on. This message is about moving on. It's over. It's over, and I'm happy that it's over. Live, love, and laugh. It's that simple. Out.
That all seems like a really dismissive way to address having cheated on your pregnant wife on her birthday weekend, but okay. At any rate, JT Jackson is the person that Ms. Shakes was talking about in that interview teaser. Now, Tasha K is no stranger to being sued and dealing with those consequences. 2 years ago, Tasha K was sued by Cardi B for telling false stories about Cardi using drugs, having STDs, and resorting to prostitution. Cardi actually won a $4 million defamation lawsuit against Tasha K. Tasha then filed for bankruptcy and said that she had less than $60 grand in total assets and couldn't pay Cardi what she'd won in the lawsuit. However, a judge ruled that Tasha won't be able to discharge the more than $3.4 million that she owes to Cardi by filing bankruptcy, which means that even when she exits the bankruptcy, she'll still have to pay Cardi. When it comes to bankruptcy, some debts can be escaped through the process, but not those that are the result of money they owe someone due to willful and malicious injury caused to other people. And Cardi's lawyers argued that Tasha's actions clearly were willful and malicious. The judge agreed. Now only $500 grand of the resulting judgment money is in question. And since Kevin Hart filed a lawsuit against Tasha, Cardi's legal team has filed a new motion inquiring about Tasha's assets so she can move things along and get the money that Tasha owes her. Court documents reveal that Cardi's legal team is asking about everything, including the cash she has on hand and her Georgia home. They found out, according to Hip Hop DX, that Tasha makes around 30 grand on hand and spends over 20 grand per month on fine dining, travel, and entertainment. Here's a look at the subpoena. In November, Cardi went off about Tasha because Tasha did an interview with Will Smith's ex-best friend who said he had with Dwayne Martin. Anybody can say a story about you and people are gonna believe it. So it should be your job to detect whether something is a lie or not, like to have any type of proof. And it's so effed up that somebody could put something so salacious out and not think about like, oh, well, how is this gonna affect this person's mental health? At the end of the day, that's what these entertainers, actors, and comedians have against Tasha K. She's out here ruining lives and doesn't seem to care about the damage she does because she dang sure hasn't stopped, even after losing a devastating lawsuit and being sued once again. A lot of people think that Kevin Steen did the catch and kill thing, where they ask basically, what do you have? If it's bad enough, then yeah, we'll pay you right now. But the catch is that Kevin allegedly didn't follow through with it and never had any intention to, and he went and filed extortion charges against her with the dirt he got on her through their interaction. And honestly, that could be a thing. Because otherwise, we're left with either A, Kevin Hart is lying about this whole thing, or B, Tasha K was actually stupid enough to try to blackmail Kevin Hart for 250 grand. But that's what I think. Now, I want to hear from you. Should Tasha K be held responsible for all the dirt she's out here dragging celebrities through? Do you hope that Kevin Hart will win the suit? Tell me down in the comments what you think, and I'll catch you in the next video.